Welcome back, everybody, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. To the investigation. January 7th, 12:52 p.m., Wright & Co. law offices. So, how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? Got a bit crazy in there. I just wondered if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is that old Mr. Kudo saw the apron straps and the ribbon. That the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah! We gotta find one for Maggie, or she's going to have a terminal case of guilty. Well, I'm officially at a loss as to where to start. Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. Guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use. Yeah, that's true. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. Somehow, I think the key to this case has got to be Tribulations. Well then, let's go there and check it out again. Oh, and we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing too. So, anything on your mind? Actually, there is something. I was wondering about Thin Eolp. You know, like, what he's like and stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that guy. I'll beat you so hard, it'll feel like you were smooching the express train. Phoenix Wright? You saying you, Phoenix Wright? Because I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What did you find out? Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Bonione. What? Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story, anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Never mind that. What's going on? Feels different in here somehow. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call in the officers for a briefing, quick! Can't you shut down the station's server? Chief, quit playing on the internet! But my email pen pal, 1337 as in princess. Save it for later, I'm turning it off now. No! Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy? More like panicking, if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. Must be the chief detective's here. He looks lost now that the power's to his computer's been cut. Oh well, guess I'll just have to write her a real letter instead of an email. Alternatively, you could write up some reports. Just a suggestion. How are you? I'm okay. How was the show last night? Wow, what an awesome job. Maybe I should send in my resume and become chief. Must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something. Even pickpockets can have their pockets picked. That's a keeper. Better to go with something that doesn't sound too much like a slogan. He must be coming up with slogans for crime prevention campaign. But I'm not sure even he knows what kind of crime he's trying to prevent. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her too! Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Alrighty. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime, too. That's it. Come on. Hey, that sounds like... Yeah, that's it. Come on. Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. Getting really worked up about something. No! That's the wrong number! Ah, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a rip-off. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you! I was, I was just, I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the twin tea set. What can I say? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it, for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would he have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean. Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. What? Why? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why? Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh, man. Poor Gumshoe. So, did you like the twin tea set? I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for 20 bucks, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, really. It was, delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized, it's bad, that's it! It tasted bad. It's just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you paid 20 bucks for it, you know? Maybe he should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn Elg came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glenn Elg, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So, what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? Oh, that's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that. That was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to? Nothing, really. It was just the, daily exercise show. What the? A psyche lock? This lunch special's lobster sure is great. Then why are there tears in your eyes? This should not be that hard to crack. Why are you hiding this from me, Gumshoe? Radio. Alright, Detective Gumshoe. Tell me the truth. What were you listening to? No way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not going to tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it's related to... I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenn Elg did. It's like you can see right through me! What? Huh? I've cracked him already? See, pal? That's why I said it was nothing. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how'd it go? I won 50 cents. I'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elg did. And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah. What time is it now? It's, just after 1:30. Are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah. Look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket. Millionaire Radio Flyer. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Millionaire Radio? That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money. This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happened when he crashed? What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? He wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated, or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun. Nick, let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated, huh? Apparently, everyone's listening to the show now. That's because everyone wants money. They say the victim, Glenn Elg, was really into gambling. Yep, you can't beat gambling. I love it too. I won $500 last night playing cards with Nick. Huh? We were playing for money? Of course! So you'd better pay up. Smart one, waiting for a cop to be present before asking for the cash. A one-way ticket to happiness, huh? Glenn Elg died because of this ticket. Yeah, but it's still a one-way ticket to happiness, pal! And Maggie was found guilty of murder because of it, too. Looks like anything about Maggie is an instant conversation stopper. Yeah, he's got a real soft spot for her, and it obviously hurts when you hit it. We never did find the contents of that bag. It was medicine for Mr. Elg's ruptured eardrum, right? Yeah, we found traces of it in his left ear canal. He must have used it while he was at Tribulations. We're sure of that much. That's the apron Maggie was wearing. Yeah, smells like her too. Does that mean Maggie smells like ketchup? Hey, are you putting this up for sale, pal? No. Why would you want a busted-up scooter like this anyway? Yeah, plus the seat's all covered in pigeon poop. Who cares? If it runs, that's all that matters to me. My phony was riding this bike. Maybe if I head back to the park, it'll be there again. I haven't got anything to say about that, pal. Just take it away already, please. Spending $20 on this has got to be killing him inside. It's for $500,000, pal! That's, $500,000 bills! What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case? I can't give you an answer on that, pal. Not without his case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know? No, I don't. But I think I sort of get the picture. Okay. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. I'll be back next month. Oh yeah, natural almonds. I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. None! I will have everything ready, I promise! I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. No, stop it, I beg you! Then don't let me down. I'll be watching you. My nose, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh, none! You do not have to worry. You know, you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandalwood. I do love raw meat from time to time. Ah! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become the nervous wreck. There, hoy, wee wee, that feels good. Ah! Oh la la! Excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes, my eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this, the oil of sandalwood. Isn't that just the leftovers of what you were just using? Oh, ow, it hurts to see that poor girl's face. Maggie's? I heard she was superhumanly unhappy. Superhumanly? And if she hadn't come to work for me, she wouldn't have gotten into this mess. Huh? I'm missing something here, aren't I? Jesus désolé, Maggie. Forgive me. I don't know. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? Hang on. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? None, you're alright, Minger. But perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, none. That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook you for you la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is tray. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays? Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything for me. I will defend it to the finale. No one can take it from me. So, who was that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yes, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? Now that I think about it. Hey, Maya. I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well then let's show them that piece of evidence and see what happens. So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with the broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. They keep harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I had agreed to help them. Help them? With what? My bonjour! If I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you, that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with the salad garnish. Ew, maybe doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I'm gonna guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. The woman who was here earlier. I take it that she's, Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la debt, it is a sign of la bad, bad world we live in, on. No, I'd say it's more of a sign of la bad, bad culinary skills. The woman who was there, the scary woman, she is from the loan office. Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, tender lender it is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow. Oh, please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. The tender lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like his slave. I have to do everything that it tells me. Who's this he? The tiger. The tiger? Oui, he is the manager of the tender lender, a terrifying man, the big city monster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the voice of that battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter? Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, no, no, no. This man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, he does have the spiky hair like just like you. There is a resemblance there, I suppose. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you have to visit the tender lender, it is just beyond Vitamin Square. Ugh. Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. We've got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean? No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's being pushed aside. Okay, well, see you later then. Bye! You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I've kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor? Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me. What is it? The lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looks like she's lost a lot of weight. Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? That's not a person on Earth that could chow down this much meat. You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juices. So, will you give it to her? Took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal. Can't exactly say no, can I? Gumshoe's lunchbox, a tenderly handmade lunchbox, fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. He's finally gone. January 7th. I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least not for now. Besides, any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Hey, check this out! I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock. My phony must be looking someplace nearby. Just imagine, a tiger loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony?
Hey, look! Pigeons!
Yeah, heaps of them, too.
Do you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace?
That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. Okay. January 7th, Blue Screens Incorporated.
Wow, this place is so high-tech! You can almost smell the electricity in the air.
It is a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know.
Who are you? Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood.
Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show.
My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company's director.
Director? She's human. She seems more like a ghost in a shell. Oh my god. And that thing over her eye. Isn't it the same device as Glenn Elg's?
That's a DMH, right?
Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD.
All of my programmers here at Blue Strings Incorporated are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this.
They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one.
Whoa, look at that desk, Nick! What a mess!
Looks pretty average to me.
But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this.
You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. He's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry, then.
Hey, this calendar.
What about it? This is another hint about tidying. You can forget it.
Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen.
December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger.
The tiger? On December 3rd, the day of the incident, there's a note saying, meet with the tiger. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he?
Wow, I bet that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe I could become old Seedy's apprentice.
And what about your spirit medium training?
Hey, look, Nick! It's a supercomputer. Looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it?
Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya.
Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick.
She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling.
Nah.
They just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for.
This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind.
Futuristic?
Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Wow, look at this mess!
Looks like they're all betting tickets.
What kind of betting tickets?
For betting on which horse will win a given race. They're horse racing tickets.
Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these.
Looks like they're all losing tickets, though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenn Elg's desk. There's over 500 of them.
This many tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you try to profit from the dead, Nick.
I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Alrighty. So, what exactly is this firm's business?
I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management.
Doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You get that much, right?
The software reproduces distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes, compact CDs. Compact discs. Digital optical storage media.
Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music.
It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now?
I'm researching the impact and logical access to shared global variables, influencing response time and performance of the co-independent variables and memory overheads.
Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah.
Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil?
You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Incorporated. Oh.
How about Mr. Ebb's death? Have you cleared it out yet?
No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you.
If there's anything that might be
useful to you, you are welcome to take it.
I guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Maybe we should focus on Glenn Elg. About Mr. Elg.
He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality. Oh, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. He was really no trouble at all. A model employee.
Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being terrible. We've got to find out what this trouble was exactly. About Mr. Elg. Was he in some kind of trouble?
I'm sorry. Why would you think that?
I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Yep. Three Psyche locks?
I guess Mr. Elg is like every other person with his own pile of secrets.
Nothing so far. Okay. Let's go. January 7th. Tender Lender.
This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it?
Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing.
Welcome.
Oh. Talk about a creepy voice. Makes your soul want to shrivel up and die.
You're here to discuss a loan?
No, not exactly.
The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. He's gone. Just like that.
I guess we'll just have to come back another time.
But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick, let's take a look around, okay?
Do you think it'd be okay?
Of course. No one will ever know. Coffee? I'll leave it here for you to enjoy, quietly.
Yes, thank you.
Do not touch the desk, please.
Nick, let's get out of here! Now she wants us to get out of here. Oh no, someone dropped the ashtray on the floor. It's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy?
Oh, hey! There's a book of matches here, too.
Matches, huh? Places don't give these out much nowadays. Hey, wait a sec.
What is it?
Look what's printed on its cover. It says Tribulations. Matches used for advertising found lying in tender lender. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them.
Yeah. The pilot lighter for the office boiler keeps going out.
Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss.
Hey, look at these.
Parisian?
Parisian-style coat. It's so chic.
It's more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion.
Hey, look at this. The suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick.
The same color as my suit. Keep your voice down, Maya.
Nick, you've got to take a look at this. Some cake. I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly. Otherwise... Sure! Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said.
Yeah, sure.
I have my eye on you. Only so I can take care of you. Understand? I'm scared, Nick.
So? What were you getting so excited about before?
Look, on the lapel of this suit.
That's an attorney's badge.
Is the tiger a lawyer?
No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Paper badge, found at Tender Lender, made of cardboard and painted to look authentic.
For some reason, your badge doesn't look really... Your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick.
Why doesn't anyone recognize an obvious fake badge when they see it? Win through compromise?
I wonder what that's supposed to mean.
It must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that.
Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That's Tender Lender's guiding principle. Oh? Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Ugh.
Let's see, this round doll thing is called a Daruma, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you're wondering.
You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change?
Yeah, I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always right himself. Go, Nick, give him a good shove.
Only if I feel like dying.
Now this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything. I'm more of a reversey person, you know?
Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they?
Oh. Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking out from under here.
What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light. That's insane!
The car's registered to... the Cadaverinis.
Huh, so it's not even the Tiger's car. Why would someone else's repair bill be in the Tiger's office? Car repair bill for $15,000, paid by T-grade to the Cadaverini family. What's this? It's a punching bag.
What? No way. You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that.
What do you mean, walking around?
The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. Why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before, back at Tribulations. Paris fashion is more my thing.
I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug.
It's solid gold, Nick! Gold! Just look at that shine! Only real gold shines like that.
Would you really want such a shiny desk, though?
I don't know, but let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled.
That's because it's completely dazzling.
I can see my nose in the reflection. That's gotta be really distracting.
So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can hear it.
The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee?
Yes, thanks. It was lovely.
So, you drank it all? Cool. If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup.
That coffee. It was laced with something. I'm not sure of it.
Nick, my stomach, it's killing me! Oh, wait. Maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast.
Why are you eating burgers for breakfast? I sure hope so. You better take a look at that CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the?
What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger?
It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber.
What?
This must be the CD Maggie told us about.
Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal.
No way. That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. Found a Tender Lender, a sample disc with the name written in marker.
Ah!
Come out from under the desk, Maya. What are you two snooping around my office for? Nothing. We were just... My precious culprit. You's got ash on my rug. You gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. It was already light. You's wanna argue with me? Is that what you doing? You think yous can take me on? I'm gonna flatten yous two like into pancakes and turn yous into my new rug.
Oh, Don Tigre, you're back.
Ah, that voice. It's like evil seeping into your head through your ears.
I'm sorry, Don Tigre. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and...
Has she got a death wish or what? Oh, right. Huh? Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. What? I ain't gonna get mad at you. You too cute, you hear? That's so unfair.
Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan.
Phoenix Wright. Yes? You's either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you's gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. Yeah, but I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me. You should have left with the little girl at home, right? No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please.
That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him.
Like you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream, hold it either.
The espresso. And cookies.
This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender.
With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. A conscientious rate of interest. And an attractive repayment policy.
Why do I get the feeling the sentence is not going to end well?
We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan?
Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much.
Tender Lender is on your side. Hee hee hee.
So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then?
We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee.
Right. I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember, I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating?
What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager.
The manager being the tiger?
Furio Tigre.
Furio? Tigre? So that's where the tiger thing comes from.
Then Eohop has a real name? Nick, hurry up and find out more about him.
Head of the Tender Lender Loan Company, also known as the Tiger. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean Mr. Tigre?
Cookie? Sure. How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours.
No, no, no. Ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together?
We are lovers.
It's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me.
The tiger saved you?
Please, address him properly as Don Tigre. Otherwise, I'll have to...
Okay, Don Tigre, of course. I'm sorry. You saved her life. I'd sure like to know how that happened.
I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died once. Hehe. You died? About 4 months ago. The doctors said to abandon all hope.
I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the River Styx.
But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything.
Everything?
When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head?
He. This?
So what's the story with the bandage?
They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury.
Fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once. Oh, God.
She really creeps me out, Nick.
Same here, but we've got to find out the truth.
It was a very complicated, the operation. They opened up my head and performed surgery on my frontal lobe. Just thinking about it sends shivers down my spine.
So how did you get this fatal injury that left you needing an operation?
I made a promise to Don Tigre. I said I would never tell. Cross my heart and hope to drink 100 cups of espresso.
Oh, that much caffeine would raise anyone from the dead.
Besides, it's a very precious memory to me.
Precious memory? I never find out what she means if I can't break her. The head bandage. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right?
He.
Did the injury in question have something to do with this? My attorney's badge! Well?
Donuts?
Huh?
I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one.
What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that.
He.
Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. Guess that was a flop. What happened to this woman for her to have such a huge bandage around her head? There must be some piece of evidence that prompted her to tell me what happened. There we go. Violetta's handmade donuts. Did it perchance have something to do with this? I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. Okay, we don't know this. Think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and bring back other clues.
There he is. Old Speedy's back feeding the pigeons again.
Here, take this and this, and get off of my park. Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya. Just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can.
What? Why? Hello, old man?
What are you doing, Maya?
Hey, he just turned his back on us.
Not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kudo.
Pigeon.
Look, we really need to talk to you, all right?
Out with the demons! In with good fortune!
Ow, 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 ow! Seeds! Shell splinters! Painful.
I always knew you were a demon, Maya. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking behind my back now. Dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't even remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into that young lad's Javachino.
We hear you.
And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side of the lens of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
Oh, I made a little mistake about the vase, so what? I know what I saw. I tell you. Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this!
You said you were a craftsman, right?
Modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Surely it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer. I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself.
I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole, "Objection!"
Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young?
I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. Got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out. If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Guess I better let him talk. So there's not much call for craftsmen these days, huh? Of course not, you idiot! All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Grams. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of two-bit community handyman?
Well...
Buy some bread. Now that I can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost! That's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did he just say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there, too? Yes, I did. Very day that young brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. And the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi, you call the police. Yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time.
So did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Do I look like I'd have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You were looking for one?
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes? It was for 5 minutes after the incident happened.
Yes, sirree, the owner was at Tribulations on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remembered something else. Escort the witness out of the courtroom. It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame. You could have at least told us before we got to court.
Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police?
What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that man alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose.
What do you mean?
Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Oh sure, go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead. I need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie, and from Mr. Armstrong.
Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again.
The place is open for business. Can't have an open restaurant without a chef.
Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me.
Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone.
Missing when we need to talk to him the most.
Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose.
Oh, Mr. Wright!
Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you.
Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there.
Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one.
Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies didn't match up either. Not with what I remembered of the incident anyway.
Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love.
Really? What is it?
A lunchbox just for you. Here.
Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies, too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them.
Somehow, when an ex-cop turned waitress says it, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway,
I hate weenies. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But...
She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
But... I guess so.
Gumshoe's lunchbox eaten with Maya.
Well, how was it?
I hit the spot. I love weenies.
Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yup, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup?
So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right?
It was MC Bomber, Maya. The name was scrawled on the sports paper as well.
They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too.
Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me.
You said that you passed out when the victim Glenn Elg collapsed, right?
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir.
So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations?
No, no idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright?
The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old Seedy wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time.
No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all.
It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier.
I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir.
Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out.
Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old Seedy. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony.
Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it.
I know I used to be on the police force, but I can't be of much help, blah, blah, blah.
Ah, is that your attorney's badge?
Actually, it's a fake.
Holy smokes, that's it!
Huh?
That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright.
You got duped by this?
But it's a completely different color.
And what about the fact that it's made of paper?
He said that the badge got a tan as well, while he was in Hawaii on business.
I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite.
Doesn't quite what?
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table... It's true there was another customer in the restaurant.
Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo.
But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was... a woman.
A woman?
Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. And she had kind of a cackling laugh.
Creepy?
Cackling?
Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently?
I know I used to be on the police force, sir, blah, blah, blah. Holy smokes, that's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan.
For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how...
He told me he'd been on a business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan.
I'm not hearing this.
Mr. Armstrong was very good to me after I was fired from the force. I can't believe someone as nice as him could have anything to do with this.
Well, in the time between the victim being poisoned and the police being called, the only person who was on the scene and had a chance to do anything was Mr. Armstrong. There was no one else there.
Mr. Armstrong wouldn't... He wouldn't set me up, would he?
Main server just went up in smoke! Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet, too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. I'm just gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when some young guy is about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend.
Wow, this place is really buzzing.
Something must be going down. Something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe.
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into briefing if you stay. Huh? We've got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus. A virus! A virus? As a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes?
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking of borrowing money, Detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. A tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did you just say? That lady?
Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick?
We better find out what the story is with this lady.
What exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know.
What?
Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. Oh, what's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you?
A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course.
Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright?
Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine, I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal.
So the inside goes boom, right?
Imagine all the case data you got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all of that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about.
Whoa, that's scary.
Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious.
Infectious?
Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. But the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh?
But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah, and it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's.
What? That's horrible.
Oh, I get it. Like you sneezing on Mr. Godot's so he catches a cold.
Right. Then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong.
Who, what, where, when, and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. Name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who...
Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick?
Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini is the boss of the Cadaverini family. Cadaverinis? That's one scary-sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Detective Gumshoe, about this. What? I'm trying to... Ah! That's it, this stupid name, I remember it now! I thought so. Here it comes.
Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on?
It's okay, Meyer. You don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on the sports paper and written on that CD. And that's the name of the virus. MC Bomber.
What?
Yeah, the virus that's just affected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they?
I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival.
All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently, the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is tracing the root of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? Found a tender lender. Contains a computer virus program. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? And trust me, doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, these guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. Can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah, as in, I pretty much control all the cash in the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes tender lender, I take it? Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting.
So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then?
Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him.
So, how did she end up at Tender Lender?
I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss of Tender Lender are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Ah, I can't believe it! I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Lunchbox?
Do you remember the weenies?
I hate weenies.
Oh yeah, those weenies.
So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch?
Huh? Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what she said, really?
Well, not exactly.
Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared.
Prepared? What do you mean?
I made a jumbo lunchbox.
Oh.
Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this.
It sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one.
I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that.
Weenies again, Nick? Tell me we don't have to eat all these too.
Tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies.
I really can't eat anymore.
Ah, she's gone.
About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality. A bit of a loser. Okay, yeah, I've done this before.
Glenn's troubles, yeah. Alrighty. Glenn's troubles. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in?
I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you would like to speak to someone in customer service.
What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it goes for me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Does Mr. Elg's trouble have something to do with this?
What is that?
A bunch of horse racing tickets. All losing ones.
With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral.
Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell?
But what is the relevance of these tickets?
The victim, Mr. Glenn Elg. He had a gambling habit, didn't he?
I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time.
Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets.
Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own.
You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to horse racing, was it? The lottery, horse racing. He bought a lot of tickets, and lost a lot of times. That's gotta have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps?
No. You are right, Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand?
Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any.
But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000. Yeah, but it's hard to imagine now how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it?
It's true that Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the end, but that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that.
Deep trouble? What do you mean?
Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious.
Damn it.
He was in deep trouble before that. Mr. Elg's real problem was someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. The tiger? Yeah. Virio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender.
Tender lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices.
Like you're one to talk. Well, what do you think?
Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money.
No. I mean about Mr. Elg.
You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know any connection between the two of them.
Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elg and the Tigre knew each other. Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender, which is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt.
No! It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think.
$100,000? Ouch.
But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear.
Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. What if he hadn't won? What was his plan then?
Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money.
His talents. I suspect he was talking about programming. What company program is worth $100,000?
Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work.
I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question. Was it by any chance this? Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber.
No! Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with the gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep.
You mean he was in debt?
Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay.
So...
He said he was taking on some extra work. Something a bit risky.
Risky? How?
Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations.
Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh?
The MC Bomber virus. Yes. It was a work of genius. In a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that could probably fetch several $1 million on the black market.
Inconceivable. Gumshoe was right for a change.
This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debt.
Computer virus made by Glenn Elg, potentially worth millions of dollars. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Glenn Elg's losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. Use the trash can, Nick! Nope. Alrighty. Head bandage. Said the bandage around your head was from the operation. You said you suffered a fatal injury. Very difficult. You were hurt very poorly. The injury in question has something to do with this. Car repair bill. Cadaverinis. The relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. What happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away?
If they'd stayed, I'd have... He.
Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hidden run have been... It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it.
A part of you does.
We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash, I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. And that's the bike itself. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Mr. Cadaverini. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very, very, very expensive.
He seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him.
Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but because of someone else. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money?
$1 million. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really?
Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big.
They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks?! My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay. $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh?
It's Underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Here, take these.
What are these? Medical papers?
I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse.
A $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year.
Wow, I feel so bad for Viola.
It's inexcusable.
Huh?
There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics.
Is everything alright, Nick?
We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso.
Yeah.
I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bill thrown into the trash. I might as well try. Oh.
Hey, Bonjour! I have been waiting for you to return! Mr. Armstrong?
Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you fellas.
It's in Eohop!
Who you callin' Zin Opie? Come up from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You gonna play games with me? I didn't recommend that. The medical papers, now. Uh-oh, I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That goes dumber than an eggplant. Yous want to know what's sad? I'll tell yous what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she got power 'cause she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two.
Oui.
Mr. Armstrong?
Forgive me. Solely, I cannot argue with him.
That really hurts. Is that all you's got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait! Don't take it too hard. Phoenix, right? That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal! Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! What? Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But, go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright, thanks, Gumshoe.
Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind!
I'll get even with that guy tomorrow, in court. Tender Lender is going down. Alrighty. I would love to save my progress. Boom. Bam. We did it. It's weird that both investigation periods were longer than the first trial. I know the first trial only had one step, but still, it's very weird. Wasn't that long. Uh, but yeah, it's getting interesting. Yeah, this case is good. I'd still probably say it's the weakest case still. Uh, of this game, but like it is so far and above the weakest case of every other case in every other game. I think this game just has like the most consistently good cases. I think so. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it now, and next time we're going for the trial, taking down the tiger. Thank you all for watching, especially if you got this far, and stick around because there's a lot more to come.